Yo, strap in folks, cause we're diving headfirst into the dark and munchy world of Tokyo Ghoul, where the night is not just for Netflix and chill, but more like Netflix and kill, if you catch my drift. First up, we got this shy, book-loving dude named Kaneki who's just trying to score a date with a chick who's into the same weird lit as him. Sounds like a win, right? Wrong. Turns out she's a ghoul who's into dining a la carte with Kaneki on the menu. Talk about a bad date turning worse. But wait, there's a twist. Instead of becoming Ghoul Chow, Kaneki wakes up with some ghoul powers of his own. Talk about an upgrade, except it's the kind that has you craving human flesh. Yikes. Now he's stuck between humans and ghouls, fitting into neither and trying not to lose his marbles. Enter Onteku, the ghoul cafe that's basically Starbucks but for ghouls. Serving up more than just espresso shots, they're offering Kaneki a shot at understanding his new ghoul side without going full Hannibal Lecter on folks. And let's be real, Kaneki's struggling harder than a college student during finals week to keep his ghoul urges in check, as if life wasn't already a hot mess. Tokyo's got these ghoul investigators, basically the po-po for ghouls, and they ain't playing. They're out here trying to skewer ghouls like kebabs at a BBQ. And our boy Kaneki, he's right there in the middle of this mess, trying to navigate his new life without getting filleted. So buckle up, Buttercup, cause it's gonna be a wild ride through the streets of Tokyo where the food bites back, and you never know if you're the next meal. Might just be your last. Alright, let's get into the thick of it with some Tokyo Ghoul shenanigans, and trust me, it's juicier than a high school gossip column. Some rando female ghoul is having a feast, and no, we're not talking all-you-can-eat buffet, but a legit corpse party at the 20th Ward's Aqua building. Just as she's getting her munch on, in swoops a masked dude with a vibe that screams, "I'm here to ruin your dinner." They throw down, but our lady ghoul ain't having it. She's like, "Try me," snatches his pliers like they're the last piece of cake, and bounces, leaving him steaming. Cut to the chill side of town. The next day, we've got our main man, Kaneki, chilling at a cafe with his ride or die Hyde. They're just kicking it, talking crushes and the usual bro banter, while the news is all ghoul drama at the Aqua building in the background. Hyde, being the wingman he tries to be, hits on the waitress, Toka, who's just not having any of it. Then, enter stage left, Rise, the goth chick of Kaneki's dreams, also a fan of dark and twisted literature. Hyde pieces out, leaving Kaneki to shoot his shot. Kaneki, all hyped up, tells Hyde over the phone about his bookstore date with Rise, while Hyde's out there biking past the Aqua building. Meanwhile, ghoul investigators Nakajima and Kusaba are on the scene, throwing shade at ghouls, basically calling them the bottom of the barrel. This whole setup? It's like the pre-party before the main event where things are about to get real. So Kaneki and Rise hit up this cozy spot to gab about their favorite author, right? But Kaneki's like, "Girl, why you playing with your food?" Because Rise is barely nibbling, claiming she's on a diet. Classic move before she dips to the restroom, leaving Kaneki eyeing the untouched grub. Post-bookstore chill, Rise gets all cozy, whispering about living in the ghoul crime hotspot and how it's got her spooked. Kaneki, being the gentleman, offers to escort her home. As they stroll, Kaneki opens up like he's on a therapy couch, spilling his guts about his past, something only Hyde's been privy to. They take this creepy alley shortcut, and who do they bump into? Toka and her pal, throwing them a look that could curdle milk. Just when you think it's getting cute with Kaneki asking Rise for another date and her being all into it, things take a turn for the, "Oh no honey, what are you doing?" Rise goes full ghoul, chomping down on Kaneki's shoulder. Rise, in a twist that's got more shock value than a season finale, reveals her ghoul self having a fill day with Kaneki at a construction site. Just when you think Kaneki is about to become the main course, Faye drops in like, "I got you, bro." And Rise gets a taste of the karma in the form of steel beams. Talk about a date gone wrong. No one saw that coming, least of all Kaneki. After the world's worst date ends with a surprise ghoul makeover, Kaneki wakes up in the hospital sporting a fresh pair of organs from Rise, because apparently that's a thing now. First thing he notices, his left eye's gone full-on emo, rocking a red and black vibe, but he's clueless about his new accessory. While he's playing hospital patient, his nurse and Dr. Kanao are scratching their heads over why Kaneki suddenly turned into Mr. No Appetite. Everything's tasting like cardboard to him, but the doc's like, "Nah, you're fine, it's all in your head." "Sure, doc." Once he's out, Kaneki's strolling home, feeling like he's stuck in a bad dream, or worse, a soap opera plot twist. He guts home and to find a care package from Hyde, complete with his favorite burger. Except, plot twist, food's now his enemy. Glued to the TV, Kaneki's watching some Ghoul Biology 101 and That's when the penny drops. Cue the panic attack and the world's saddest mukbang where everything tastes like regret. Meanwhile, Hyde's blowing up his phone like a clingy ex, but Kaneki's ghosting him harder than a haunted mansion. Listening to Hyde's voicemails gives him a momentary lift, enough to consider stepping outside for some fresh air and maybe an autograph. Too bad he's late to the party. On his way back, his stomach's doing the rumbles, but not for any food you'd want to admit craving. Home alone, Kaneki catches a glimpse of his ghoul eye in the mirror and decides he's not about that life. Knife in hand, he goes for the dramatic self-stab, but even the knife's like I'm out and breaks. Kaneki's hitting rock bottom, having a full-on meltdown because surprise, craving human flesh is not exactly a mood. He's out there wandering Tokyo like a lost puppy, trying to sniff out something that won't have him on the evening news. He follows this smell thinking maybe, just maybe, it's something that won't make his stomach flip. Spoiler, it's not his mom's cooking, but a ghoul named Kazao Yoshida having a midnight snack, and by snack, I mean a corpse. Just as Kaneki's about to RSVP to this dinner party from hell, Nishiki Nishio crashes the party, all mad about ghouls chilling in his turf. He offs Kazao and sets his sights to Kaneki. Cue Toka, the ghoul barista, jumping in like, not on my watch. She and Nishiki throw down in a ghoul version of a turf war, and let's just say Nishiki doesn't stick around for round 2. Kaneki's still on the struggle bus with his gourmet ghoul diet, and Toka, ever so helpful, offers him a taste test. But Kaneki plays the I can't, I'm human card. Toka's like been there, seen that, recognizing him as Rise's +1. Kaneki's in full denial mode, not ready to swap his humanity for a side of human. Toka, fed up with his drama, decides it's time for some tough love and literally shoves the truth down his throat. Talk about an unconventional welcome to the ghoul life. Kaneki's life is spiraling faster than a meme on Reddit, and now he's face to face with the ghoul equivalent of a tough love intervention. Toka, not exactly Miss Congeniality, decides it's time Kaneki embraced his inner ghoul, but when Kaneki hits her with the monsters label, she reacts like anyone would with their entire existence dissed. She loses it. Enter Yoshimura, the manager and the chill uncle every store needs, putting a stop to the madness. He's like, let's talk over coffee, because apparently coffee is the one thing ghouls and hipsters agree on. But since a latte can't fill the void, he hands Kaneki a doggy bag of, let's just say, not your average takeaway, hinting at a return visit. Toka's all, why, brother? And gets a crash course on Kaneki's new It's Complicated relationship status with Rise. Back at his place, Kaneki's having a major existential crisis with hunger so real he starts seeing Rise in his delusions, taunting him like the ghost of diets past. Just as he's about to give in, Hyde's text comes through like a reality check, making Kaneki ditch the ghoul grub. Next day, it's back to school and back to Hyde, who's all energy and no clue, filling Kaneki in on the latest goss. It's a throwback to simpler times, except now Kaneki's got more baggage than an airport carousel. His trip down memory lane is cut short as Hyde drags him to meet some upperclassmen. Plot twist, they walk in on a scene straight out of a sitcom, complete with embarrassed girlfriend ex's stage left. And who's the upperclassman? None other than Nishiki, Mr. Ghoul next door, acting like nothing's amiss. Nishiki, ever the host, invites Hyde over, and Kaneki's internal alarms are blaring like a fire drill. Fearing for Hyde's life, he plays the I'll come to card faster than an Uno reverse. Nishiki, with a smirk that says this'll be fun, agrees, setting the stage for what's surely not your average buddy hangout. The squad's on a field trip to Nishiki's pad, and Nishiki's playing nice, even offering to grab some munchies. Kaneki's jaw hits the floor, seeing Nishiki chow down on human grub like it's no biggie, blending in with the humans like a ninja. They're all buddy-buddy until Nishiki decides it's WWE time under an overpass, turning Hyde into a makeshift football and getting up in Kaneki's grill about his snack intentions towards Hyde. Nishiki, not having the best time with his human food diet, decides Hyde's face is the perfect place to unload his lunch, giving Kaneki a stink eye while wow. Kaneki's in the struggle bus, trying to defend his bro, but he's hitting noodle arm levels of weak. Just when Nishiki's about to add Hyde Harasser to his resume, Kaneki taps into his flashback powers, remembering the bromance origin story with Hyde. Fueled by the power of friendship, Kaneki whips out his Kagane like a party trick gone wild, flipping the script on Nishiki. The victory's got a price tag, and Kaneki suddenly feeling like he skipped lunch for a year. Enter Hallucination Rise, being the devil on his shoulder, pushing him towards an all-you-can-eat Hyde buffet. Toka jumps in, not on my watch, cueing Fight Club sequel. Blink, and Kaneki's waking up in Anteku with a mouth tasting like he just did the cinnamon challenge with blood. Yoshimuru's playing the wise uncle, showing Kaneki that Hyde's out cold but alive, sparking a mixtape relief and what have I done in Kaneki's head. Yoshimura drops the truth bomb that Kaneki's been fed in his sleep, cause famished Kaneki is not the best company. Feeling more out of place than a left sock in a right shoe world, Kaneki's about to break down when Yoshimura offers him the golden ticket, a spot in Unteku, where he can bridge the gap between his human and ghoul worlds. Kaneki, seeing a glimmer of hope, decides to join the coffee brewing squad. Meanwhile, Hyde's peeping the drama with one eye open, probably plotting his next move. Cut to the new kids on the block, Amon and Mato hitting the 20th ward like they own the place, on the hunt for clues in the Ghoul soap opera starring Rise and Jason. They stumble upon those iconic pliers, kicking off what's sure to be a buddy cop adventure filled with more twists than a pretzel factory. Dr. Fueguchi is just minding his own business, playing doctor to the ghouls, when in walks Jason, Tokyo Ghoul's version of a Nightmare Yelp reviewer. He's like, make me new pliers or else, leaving the doc and his fam shaking in their boots, promising a sequel nobody asked for. Cut to Unteku, where Kaneki's playing waiter/ghoul in training. He's trying to master the art of coffee making under Yoshimura's tutelage, but his brew's still tasting like bitter disappointment. Yoshimura's dropping wisdom bombs about Unteku being the chill zone for ghouls and humans, making Kaneki ponder the depth of his "I like humans" comment. In walks Hyde, Kaneki's BFF, surprising him at the cafe with a thank you note for Toka that screams, "I have no idea you're ghouls." The moment Hyde bounces, Toka hits Kaneki with a "spill his secrets and he's dead" kind of warning. Kaneki's still processing this when Ryoko and Hiname Fueguchi make their dramatic rain-soaked entrance. Toka's all business, shoving towels at them like they're on fire. When Kaneki gets nosy, Toka's patience snaps like a cheap pencil. She hints at some suit-wearing troublemakers, leaving Kaneki in the land of confusion. Meanwhile, at the CCG's clubhouse, Itsuki Marud is wrapping up his TED Talk on ghoul gangs in the 11th Ward. Enter Amon, the new kid, spilling the tea on Jason and his toolkit. Marud's all impressed, handing him and Mato the keys to the 20th Ward mystery machine. As they geek out over their ghoul hunt pass, Marud's like, remember kids, ghouls equals bad. Back at Unteku, Yoshimura is teaching Kaneki the fine art of not hurling when eating human food, complete with magic sugar cubes to keep the hunger demons at bay. Then he's like, by the way, can you do a food run? Kaneki's inner monologue is screaming, but he agrees. Cue his field trip with Renji Yomo to the world's saddest buffet, picking up supplies from Tokyo's most unwilling donors. Mato and Amon are out there playing bait in the ghoul-infested streets of Tokyo like it's Twisted Game of Tag. They snag a ghoul, hoping to scoop on Jason's notorious flyers, but when Mr. Ghoul keeps his lips zipped, Mato decides it's game over for him. Meanwhile, Yoshimura's dropping fashion advice on Kaneki, telling him it's time to mask up. Toka's about as thrilled as a cat in a bath, but the mention of doves flying around get her moving. They head over to High C Art Mask Studio, where Ota greets them with the kind of welcome that makes Clown seem chill. He dives into Kaneki's personal bubble like it's a mosh pit, giving him the full creepy artiste experience. Uta, doubling as a ghoul therapist, probes Kaneki about Toka, sparking some unexpected feels and a newfound respect for the crew at Unteku. Kaneki, now feeling like the teen water boy, is desperate to do more. Toka spills the tea on Hiname's family drama, schooling Kaneki on why a mask is more than just a fashion statement, it's a lifeline. Back with a dynamic duel, Amon and Mato are still on the hunt, turning two ghouls into a tragic magic trick, but only one disappears permanently. Kaneki, trying to be the good guy, walks in on Hiname's dinner time, and it's not the happy meal he expected. After nearly sprinting out of there, he chats with Koma, the cafe philosopher, who suggests a peace offering, coffee, because nothing says sorry a barge into your meal like a cup of joe. Hiname and Kaneki end up having a heart-to-heart over kanji and monochrome rainbow because nothing bonds people like shared trauma and literature. Meanwhile, the ghoul grapevine is buzzing about the uptick in CCG activity and personal injury claims. The injured ghoul's last words are about seeing Dr. Fueguchi, but his exit is cut short by Mato and Amon, who are collecting puzzle pieces like it's their job, because it is. Hiname's mood lifts thanks to Kaneki's awkward yet genuine effort, making Unteku the unofficial clubhouse for ghoul-human relations. But then, plot twist, a mysterious man walks in oozing main character energy, turning the vibe from chill to who's this now? Anteku's chill vibe gets a plot twist when Shu Tsukiyama, the human equivalent of extra with capital E, swans in, making a beeline for Kaneki. Kaneki's creepometer is off the charts, and even Toka's got her not this guy face on. After some dramatics and a "I'll be back" from Tsukiyama, Kaneki's left wondering if he's just meant a fanboy or a stalker. Meanwhile, Tsukiyama's dining on some seriously questionable cuisine, daydreaming about Kaneki's aroma like he's a fine wine. At school, Toka's trying to blend in, having lunch with her human BFF, Eureka, who's worried Toka's not getting her 5 a day. Toka plays it cool, eating Eureka's cooking. But later, it's a battle of wills to keep it down, leaving her drained. Back at campus, Tsukiyama pops up again, smoother than a double shot of espresso, bonding with Kaneki over their shared love of lit. Dropping Rise's name and teasing a cafe visit with a celebrity author, Tsukiyama plays his cards right, snagging another hangout with Kaneki. Despite the weird vibes, Kaneki's like, maybe he's not a total creep. But Yoshimura's like, time out Kaneki, pulling him off the Tsukiyama roller coaster for a hot second. Enter Yomo, swapping barista duties for a fight club as he dragged Kaneki to Ghoul Gym for some Combat 101, promising to make these beatdowns a daily special. Then it's off to the Helter Skelter bar where Kaneki meets Itori, the gossip queen of the ghoul world, and Uta, the resident tattooed enigma. Itori, living for the drama, douses Kaneki with a blood cocktail, triggering his ghoul eye like some weird party trick. Embarrassed but curious, Kaneki learns about the mythical one-eyed ghoul lore, sparking more questions than answers. Itori, dropping hints like they're hot, teases a conspiracy around Rise's accidental death, leaving Kaneki with a brain itch he can't scratch. Yomo's not thrilled with Itori's rumor mill, but seeds planted. Kaneki's left pondering if his life's a soap opera scripted by ghouls with him as the unwitted star. Kaneki and Tsukiyama's coffee date takes a turn for the dramatic when Tsukiyama's bad memories of Rise bring out his inner diva, resulting in some cockery casualties. Kaneki, ever the gentleman, ends up with a paper cut from hell, and Tsukiyama, seizing the moment like a drama king, vows a grand gesture of apology. Cut to Tsukiyama having a moment in the bathroom, huffing Kaneki's blood like it's the last whiff of sanity he's clinging onto, plotting a special outing. Fast forward, and Kaneki's getting the VIP treatment at Rise's so-called favorite spot, which turns out to be Ghoul Fight Club featuring Kaneki as the unwilling star. Enter Taro, the scraper who's about as graceful as a bull in a china shop, tasked with turning Kaneki into a ghoul gourmet. What follows is a Benny Hill chase, complete with a giant saw and a dose of spiked coffee that leaves Kaneki more noodle than ninja. Just when Kaneki's about to become Taro's wall decoration, he channels his inner ghoul, surprising everyone, including the audience. With his one-eye glow-up and a twist straight out of an anime climax, Kaneki hulks out, giving Taro a taste of his newfound ghoul strength. Tsukiyama, ever the dramatic, saves the day in the most extra way possible, declaring Kaneki too precious for the likes of Taro and the hungry audience. Taro's on the ground doing his best impression of a sad trombone, and Tsukiyama's hovering over Kaneki like he's discovered a rare Pokemon. Tsukiyama plays it off as a prank, but leans in for a sniff that screams, "You're mine now." Kaneki's left wondering if he's a guest star in a horror show or the object of Tsukiyama's latest fixation. Either way, it's clear Tsukiyama's got plans, and none of them include letting Kaneki off easy. And that's it for today. Stay tuned to get a recap of the next episodes.